Today we're going to be talking a little bit about using the LOD Editor and using that to change the skins for your BMS, and also about how to use the LOD Editor to recover from a bad skin or a failed attempt to mod your skins for BMS. So first you need to get the LOD Editor, which you can Google search BMS LOD Editor, and that will give you to Jan Has or Launch Vipers or Tomos. At the time of this video, you should be using LOD Editor 6.23. So I've gone to Launch Vipers and doing it here. So you just click LOD Editor and it'll download a very small file. For those who are wondering what LOD Editor is, LOD Editor, I've opened it here, the actual site to buy the thing, is the polygon editor. You can see here, so it's roughly how smooth it looks. I mean, you can see here like kind of Windows 98 textures, and it kind of progresses a little bit better. So the more triangles you can get, the more smooth it looks, like less pixelated, I suppose. Once you've got that, you get this file, this zip, and it's got a whole bunch of things in there. I'm not technical, so I'm not actually sure what's in there, but what I do know is you need to move everything to your data, Teradata objects, so your BMS objects folder. So that's, again, the address is your BMS folder, then data, then Teradata, and then objects. So you just drag everything into here, and you have everything you need. The actual file you're using is the LOD Editor application, which is a yellow box with a black K in it. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be exactly. I think maybe it's supposed to be a triangle or polygon, but you click run, and the first time you load it, it will ask you for createobjects.hdr. Sorry, createobjects. Yeah, and you just click on that, and you hit open, and it'll open it for you. It's all there. So this is a list of everything in BMS: bridges, houses, infantry, everything. And you can filter it by types, by vehicles, or by weapons, which is the missiles and the guns and stuff, to features and all sorts of stuff. Primarily, I think you'll be using the vehicle section the most, and you can organize it by name or by the number. I don't know what these numbers are actually in order of, so I just normally use the name. Now we're going to be looking at using the C-17 today, the transport. And before I show you, I can show you how some of these models are quite shocking. So these are the original BMS textures and LODs. So you can see some of them are okay from a distance, but I mean, something like the MI24, I've modded mine, so this is the default. You can see it's got a textured glass, and it's very low resolution. I can give you what mine looks like. I've updated mine, so there's mine, MI24. Well, if I can find it for you, here it is. And it gives you the 3D editor view. You can see mine looks a little bit better than the one in the texture, clear glass and a much higher resolution texture. But I digress. So C-17, tell you with C-17. Scroll back up to C-17, and I'll show you what the default skin looks like. And it's not great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, from a distance it's passable, but it's not great looking. So how do we actually change the skin? So what you need to do, what have I just picked up? Bollocks. We'll put that back in there. Is to hit normal, which is the normal LOD for the aircraft, and then you go from edit mode, which is what it is by default, to replace mode. Now you need to replace as many LODs as it has. So if I go to I go to 1, and I go here, I go to this is Tom's texture pack, which is very good. I highly recommend it. Native Forces, Transports, C-17. There's only one LOD, so I only need to replace the first one. So it's corresponding, and often it will say 1 LOD, 2 LOD, so you can kind of work it out that way. And I need to do that, and I've replaced the LOD. And the other thing I need to do then is to replace the textures. So just give me a second while I dig up the textures. So I had to go dig up where that file was. So here is the transport. So my C-17 folder, which I've downloaded, and here's this LOD file. You can see here as before, and the textures. Now the textures you just drag into Create Objects, and you're done. And what it's recommended is you hit Update, and then if I hit Go To and I go back to the records, 3D Viewer, and you can see here a significantly improved C-17. So that's not bad. So that's obviously worked. And if there are any problems, you'll probably see it here. Don't be worried if there's a glitch for where lights are and you can see through. It's just a minor graphical glitch, but you can check it in game. If it's an F-16 or something, you can fly. Now, I had a problem before where I actually messed this up, and I actually didn't know how to recover from it. And it took me a while to dig up, and what I figured out what I needed to do was I needed the original LOD and the original textures. So what you can do is if you mess up a LOD file with regarding to textures, you can copy and paste this whole objects folder, which is all the textures. And if you wanted to back up your objects file, it's recommended you back up the HDR and .lod. I believe. I think there's a README somewhere that tells you which one to back up. I do believe it's these two, HDR and .lod. And this is, you can see it's a huge file. I think this is the total compiled list of your LODs as it is. But if you only need to replace one LOD, and you can do this if you have someone or if you have 2 copies of BMS. So say I wanted to restore this file and you've got a spare copy of BMS, what you can do is go to normal for the aircraft you want to replace, and in edit mode you go to the one you wanted to export, which in the case I got 1, and you save LOD, and you can save this LOD as something, whatever, you can type whatever name, I can call it test LOD, and you can save it, and then you can move the LOD over to the damaged BMS folder, or the damaged BMS file, and re-upload the LOD that way, because you can save LOD, and this is how you export the LOD, and you save LOD as and you export it, and then you have the LOD file, and then you can recover the damaged, not damaged, but for whatever reason, if your LOD editor hasn't worked, and that's how you can recover from it. So that's it, guys. It's not very difficult. I mean, if you want to understand what any of this stuff does, then obviously a bit more technically difficult, but it's simple. It's simple as, so I just quickly recap. You go to normal, you go to edit mode to replace, and you replace the LOD you want by selecting the LOD editor, and you can do that. And if you've messed it up, if you need to recover it, you go to edit mode, you save LOD as, and then you just save it as the file you need to recover. And that's it. Alright guys, well, I'm going to try to keep this short. I'm going to go have lunch, but I hopefully will come back with some more DCS or BMS videos at some stage of the game, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, well, this is Nate, out.